Good God evening. I pray, Lord, that they will hear by the Spirit of the Lord and not by their flesh. So let's just jump right into this. I've learned this over the years. Silence is such a wonderful thing, but people just want to talk and they talk too much. One of the things that I want to share in this particular chapter, while they have so many rich things that we can learn from here in Proverbs 29, the one that really stuck out that I'm talking about right now, about how important it is that your vote be powerful and not your mouth be vindictive and angry and debative. And so verse 20 said, "Seest thou a man that is hasty in his words? There is more hope of a fool than of him." And so we got a lot going on. We can see that. Everybody got their 2 cents, I call, and a nickel about who to vote for. But one of the things I've learned over the years that Proverbs 29, 11 through 14 is underscoring the value of self-control, the value of fairness of speech, the value of us hoping for justice or hoping for peace and hoping for things to be better. But self-control is what verse 11 is talking about, meaning you need to have some wise individuals to practice restraint, to manage your emotions rather than acting, so impulsive. And then listening to guidance. Verse 12, if a ruler listens to lies, all his officials become wicked. So that leader accepts dishonesty, enables corruption among a whole lot of things, even the subordinates. And so we got to look at justice for the poor is what we're hoping that God will reveal to us. In verse 13, God values all people equally, calling for fairness. And then verse 14 is talking about living a righteous way, a righteous leader. But can we find one? Justice and fairness strengthens a leader's ability, give them authority and a reputation. So these verses talking about self-control. And this whole 29 is talking about the importance of us realizing that justice and humility, the outcomes of it. So let your pen do the talking. Let's look at discipline in verse 1. Let's look at how it's underscored in verse 7. The duty of righteousness for us first to do what is right in our own mind and heart. If we love God, just do what you know is right. Okay, and be quiet. And so in verse 29 and 11, it's telling you to look at your self control. Let it be marked by wisdom. Okay, that you open not your mouth. Think about these areas that that many have been foolish about. An unchecked anger, it destroys so many families. So it's trying to teach us to have humility. It's trying to teach us to have self-control, which is so essential for wise living and a peaceful society. But today, people are still just talking too much. What's so powerful about this thing, Dr. Murphy? What's so powerful about voting this way you talking about? Well, silence, like I said, speaks volumes. And it's a supernatural, victorious warfare peace that God has given us all, a peace to shut your mouth, a peace to think what he tells you to think and do what he tells you to do. And don't let anybody just sway you by their opinions, especially when you're being quiet. They don't know what you're talking about or what you're thinking. Speak with the voting pen, okay? Not with your mouth in verbal debates that ruins years of friendships, marriages, and leadership. It provokes even the teenagers to anger with their peers about something they don't even understand. Think about how it's provoking needless anger and bitterness, right? For your right to choose. I know I'm talking to somebody. Remember, God is sovereign. He rules everything and everybody. And he's got this whole campaign just watching. As long as you have breath, if you are his remnant, it's already all right. You just got to be quiet. Remember Second Chronicles 16 to 9. I'm reading the King James that says, "For the eyes of the Lord run to and fro throughout the whole earth to show himself strong in behalf of them whose heart is perfect toward him. Herein thou hast done foolishly." So pay attention. Watch yourself from the foolishness, from your talking. Let your pen at the pole be your voice. Therefore, he says, from henceforth thou shalt have wars. I hope and pray that God has spoken to your heart regarding this message today. And I know that he's speaking in regards to what many of us don't realize, that God is sovereign. He's watching. He knows about everything and everybody. Don't listen to the devil and be provoked with your debates and things that you saying that, oh, that's who you vote for? Oh, really? Oh, we're going to be ruined. My God, this world is going to be this, it's going to be that. But just remember self control. Verse 11 here. Fools give full vent to their rage, but the wise bring calm in the end. Be wise, practice restraint, manage your emotions rather than acting impulsively. I know God is talking to you, and guess what? I call him the big eye. He's looking right now to and fro about the state of your heart. He's watching to and fro to see where people are doing things that they should not be doing. He's watching to and fro to see whose heart is perfect toward him. Remember, silence speaks volumes, and it's a supernatural victorious war, especially when you be quiet. Let your pen be your voice. Amen. I'll talk to you tomorrow. God bless you. Please share the message and vote, but be quiet.